Alright. Just you, me, and the air conditioner. But this is the best lighting. Make sure that you're halfway up in your chair, and your sitting bones and your back is straight. With all exercise, be sure and consult your doctor before starting any kind of exercise program, no matter how light, even if it's the light chair yoga, which isn't light at all. Yoga is yoga. It's been adapted to so that you can adapt to doing yoga. It's not about yoga doing you. It's about you doing yoga. Regardless, shape, size, or condition, as we all know, your size of your dose, and so on. I'm going to start out with some ankle raises, calf raises. Alright. Pick them both up, point them straight out. I'm going to point and flex here. Sorry about my hobbit feet. You can always pause and do as many reps and sets as you want. Make your V with your legs as much as you can. Just as much as you can. And if you're in your favorite chair, and not in a hardback chair, but you're in the chair that works for you, and you're having mobility issues, and you have that chair that you're most comfortable with and works for you, make sure that you are propped up. You want to be sitting, like it's a lazy boy or whatever. Make sure that you have a pillow behind you, or a couple pillows, so that your back is straight and you are propped up, sitting up and forward. Try to keep your shoulders back. And remind yourself throughout the day as many times as you need to keep those shoulders back. Our back muscles get tired, our shoulders get tired the older we get. Remind yourself throughout the day to keep those shoulders back. That will also help if you're experiencing some respiratory issues. So make sure that you're sitting up in your chair, you've got you're propped up and that your back, so that your back is straight. So separate your legs out as much as you can. Point your toes up. Flex and point again here, nice and easy. You feel a different kind of stretch with your legs extended and in a V shape. Now we're going to do a forward fold seated, nice and easy on the way down. Only go down as far as you feel comfortable, and do not do a forward fold if your doctor has told you not to put your head below your heart. Don't do it at all. You can also use your stacks of books here or your blocks. So if you're going to use your blocks, prepare as always. Push your feet up on your blocks, right here. You can lay them flat or you can sit them in the end. You can use your books. So we're going to exhale on the way down. Only go down as far as you can. And exhale on the way down. Touch those ankles. Back up nice and easy. Bring yourself up kind of nice and slow. Alright. You should feel that through here. Because one of the things we're going to do today, now I can only do this on one side, and if you need to use a strap, I'll show you how to, if I have one that'll work for this, I think I do. So I'm going to show you how to do this with and without a strap. I only do this on one side. If you have range of motion issues, loss of mobility, and so on, this is when we're going to start out slow on. But it's really important to stretch out your ITBs, your glutes. It will really help if you're experiencing bursa pain over here, and so on. Okay, so this is called holding the baby or rocking the baby. If you want to, before we do that one, you can even do a seated pigeon if you feel like you wanna, kind of push down on your knee a little bit. If you feel, and come forward, if you feel like you wanna stretch it out a little more before we do this. And if you can do this on both sides, that's fine. But again, I only do this on one side because I had a significant injury on my left side. So this is one that is outside of doable for my bad side. So this will be a progression is to be able to basically bring your ankle all the way up to you touch your nose almost. That would be a progression. If you do yoga on the floor, you can also do this one. And feel free to look this one up and Google it. There's as to how, look at how like several different instructors do this one. You take your strap right around your ankle here. Okay? What you want to do is draw your ankle up, your leg up as far as you can. Okay. If you start out down here, that's okay. Be sure to bend at the hip, make sure your knee is out. You want to eventually do this. Try to keep your back straight. That's where you want to go. It's called holding the baby, rocking the baby. This is a good one again. This is a really good one for stretching out your glutes and your ITs. So that would be a progression. Use your strap as needed because that will help improve that range a little bit. I'm going to do a pigeon on this side now. Just to get the same stretch on this side. And again, if you can do that on both sides, that's good. Go ahead and do it on both sides. Alright. Come back nice and easy. Again, if you're in your favorite chair, and I showed you last week or the week before, last one I did, the warrior pose. So hopefully you've been practicing those. And another good one, and this one, you can do this one standing on the floor and in a chair. But this is really a good one to, again, stretch out your whole body. Alright, take one leg and stretch out all the way. This is a full side angle, okay? So you want to draw a straight line from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Nice and easy here. Use this hand on the side of your chair for support. And draw that straight line. Go all the way above your head. Just you have a straight line going on. Stretch as far up as you can. This is also a good one. It does a good side stretch, but this is also a good one for your stretch out those ITBs, and as we know how much fun the tight hips can be. And it's kind of a double-sided thing because you have mobility issues, and then you get the chronic pain in there, and then it's hard to work on your opening up your hips. All right, same thing on the other side. Make sure this leg is straight out. That straight line. All the way up, stretch. Stretch, stretch. I'm going to take a, excuse me. I'm going to take a deep breath in here. All the way up. Open up your lungs all the way. Mix all of it out. And again, I know I've said this a million times. The back in your back, down here, lower back. Bottom of your rib cage is kind of, the majority of your lung is to your back. So, that's why, they would, they prone COVID patients is to open up the bottom portion of the lung. Because when you are prone, it kind of forces your lungs forward, which opens up the lower part of them. That's why deep breathing is so important, because when you do the part of the, breathing technique, the pranayama, through your nose gets oxygen to your brain quicker. When you do the deep diaphragmatic breathing, that gets the blood circulating to your entire body quicker. You watch cyclists at high altitude runners. They don't take they'll go between taking short, rapid breathing to long, deeper diaphragmatic breathing. Okay. Much fun breathing practice. So again, if you're in that favorite chair of yours, and you can do these also when you're watching TV and stuff. Just do some gentle hip opening, some circular motion with the hips. This will open up your hips, help you with the range of motion. You can do these anytime, several times a day. Think about your knee being on the both sides. You're still out in the middle, mid-circle bigger. And do those as many times a day as you can. I've had several chiropractors, a couple doctors tell me the same thing. When you sit, do not sit cross-legged. I'm as guilty as the next person. Excuse me, you have to remind yourself not to cross your ankles and not to cross your legs. Crosses your ankles also is not that great when you're seated. We all do it when we're seated at the computer, but this also can be affect your blood flow. So, and we all do it. The actual proper way to do it, like this is like Kate stuff here, okay? You're actually not supposed to cross your ankles, but to keep your ankles slightly apart but together, and your knees, of course, are very close. That's the proper way to do that. And for most of us, that's not uncomfortable because it almost feels unnatural. When you think about throughout the day, when you're doing your body scan, the actual position that your body is in at any given time. And when you're doing something physically, we know, of course, what our body's doing. But we're doing other things while seated. We don't know. We don't check in on what kind of posture we've got our body into the habit of doing. So breaking that posture, and when you're working again, you know exactly what your body is doing. If you're seated at the computer or you're watching TV, that kind of stuff. Sometimes, and when you're walking, we don't even know. I forget to check my posture when I'm even going for a walk. Are the shoulders back? My shoulders, and I'll have one shoulder higher than the other. A lot of us will do that as we advance in age. They go forward more, and we tend to have muscle imbalance to one side. So check more than anything, because again, it opens up your chest and helps with your breathing. All right, another deep breath in. Back out. And 1 and 2, all the way up to 3. Fill your lungs all the way up. And exhale all of it. Push it all out. Now see if you can, when you wake up in the morning, if you can take a couple deep breaths right away as soon as you wake up. Another thing, if you're in that chair at home, you have people over or watching TV, you can get some hand weights or some wrist weights, the weights that strap to your ankles and your wrists, and just do some simple bicep curls. You know, and just do this while you're in your chair. You know, even if it's a 1 pound, 1 pound dumbbell or a wrist weight, right? So just do a few of these while you're sitting there. And again, it's not about building muscle necessarily, but about your blood circulation. If any part of your body is moving, it's better than none of your body moving at all. Unless you have like a nervous tick or something like that. You can also do a gel push up and down. While you're sitting in the chair, just make sure that you're, and this is also a good one if you're working a lot on the computer, to just stop throughout the day, or when you take your break, actually do a few of them can actually revitalize, the weariness that you will are experiencing, if you're experiencing some fatigue in your wrist from doing a lot of typing. And I can feel my humidity here coming on. Alright. Put the palms of your feet together. Bottoms of your feet. I just call them the palms of your feet. Put the palms of your feet together. There's a triangle made. Once you feel comfortable in that, we're going to go into ego. And again, one elbow over the other. Interlace your fingers. Draw your elbows up. Remembering to breathe here. Slide those back. Push your shoulder blades together. Draw your arms back. Draw your bones back. And the cactus pose here. Bring your palms down. Push your arms as far back as you can. Tilt your head up a little bit. Push your chest out. Push those palms back. Going right into mountain pose. If your legs are getting tired, you can bring them out to seated if you want. Bring it forward. And shake it out if you need to. That's a good sequence to get the blood flowing to your extremities, to your hands. Alright. Palms of your feet together. We're going to do the ego, other elbow on top. Bring your elbows up. Together. Back into cactus. Remembering to breathe here. Drop your arms down, push your arms back, chest forward. Tilt your head up. We'll be in mountain pose. Shake down a little bit if you need to. It'll all be done. It can all be done while you're seated. Regardless of what you're doing when you're seated. Bring the knees back together properly. Alright. your palms on your knees. Easy back and forth. After hip circles, this seems kind of easy, but this is actually stretching out those IT again. And just kind of a side stretch you can hold if you want to go back and forth. And hold to either side. Should be feeling warm a little bit through here. Hopefully this, and extend these out. Like I said, this is an abbreviated video, so you can pause and stretch them out as far as you want to. Alright, going back. Bring that leg all the way back. Stretch it all the way back. You can bring this arm, touch the back of your leg, and stretch all the way forward. Look up, stretch your arm all the way up. And we'll repeat on the other side. Stretch that leg out as far as you can, all the way back. Touch the back of your knee here. Straight up. Stretch up, 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 up. Remembering to breathe here in again, and stretch that out as long as you want to. And if you have your hand weights handy, another thing, make sure that when you do this one that you're loose. And you can put a small pillow between. Your knees while you're doing this for a little bit of added strength. But again, make sure your back is straight when you're in your chair. So you can, even if it's a 1 pounder, nice and easy from side to side. Nice easy side stretch from side to side. Do as many of those as you can. And you can always add that one on too. If you're doing the bicep curls and stuff while you're seated, you can always add that one right onto it. All right. I hope you've been practicing a couple of the poses I showed you, and again, it's about progression too, and keep doing it. You'll notice an increase in your strength the more that you do the poses. Okay, so we're just going to run through those one more time. So mostly I want to get to downward dog, because it's such an important one, as is child pose. And tree's another good one for you balancing. There's also progression. Absolutely, we'll get there. As we work on that balance, as you know, is huge. There's a lot of different ways that you can work on your balance too. Sometimes when I'm doing dishes, I'll just, kind of go into this goddess thing just to kind of, get up on get up on your toes, just to work on my balance a little bit, even when I'm doing the dishes or whatever. But the dog is just it's such a good pose for literally everything. So that's an important one to work on. And as long as you're doing it every day, If you hold in that for a minute, it's a really good starting point. Okay, your palms are about halfway, hips are up, bring those hips back, bring your feet back a little bit more. Your head should just be between your shoulders. Nice and easy. Another progression, and again, it's more important to do it every day than it is how long you can hold the pose. How long you can hold the pose, you'll get there. I'm going to show you one more progression as you get better at holding your dog longer. Excuse me. Standing right in front of the air conditioner. It's the one-legged dog. Again, you do this on the floor. Certainly do it on the chair. So make sure, the water. So you're in your downward dog pose. Just lift one leg up. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed. Now if your weight is on your palms. And then you would just lift one leg up. You can do that with both legs. That would be, yeah, humidity here and there. Sitting in front of the air conditioner. So your one-legged dog would be a progression as you get better and better at your dog. So, of course, at this point, we're running through yourself, or all of us. We would be running through a quick warm-up if we had done more extended poses and for a longer period of time. So, at this point, feel free to go into your meditative practice and work and concentrate on your breathing. And again, when you meditate, always remember to release all of that negativity. It can get built up in you, even though you're not a negative person, but a positive person. It can still get into you just, because of what's going on in the world around us, right? So, it can cover us without us wanting it to. It can cover us like green slime, But remember to release all of that negativity, and bring in positive energy, and bring positive, calm thoughts to yourself. And when you deep breathing and exhale, release all of that. If you're feeling angry or frustrated, kind of feeling like everybody out in the world out there is kind of nuts, I wouldn't disagree with that, but it's all on how we choose to react to it. Try to maintain your sanity when it doesn't look like, the people around you really are too much. So you got to try and be that light, as hard as it can really be sometimes, and it is very difficult because it definitely seems like you're outnumbered. That's for sure. So it's very important to meditate these days and practice any work your breathing practice. As these are challenging times, and everybody's right a lot, but some folks ain't very flexible or open-minded, and certainly not inclusive. It's very important to meditate these days and try to bring in those calm thoughts, release all the negative thoughts. And remind yourself, when you're meditating, how much does this really affect me, and know that you still can have your concern for other people without taking it on so internally. Remember that we're all doing the best with that we can with what we have. So namaste. And remember to practice in your chair. You can do them over and over and over again.